Hi, welcome to Roy's Game Table. Today we're going to be looking at the article that Fantasy Flight Games published today for the Gamora Hero Pack from Marvel Champions, the card game. So let's see what it's about. All right, well, let's jump into the article and see what it has to say. There we have the picture of what it's going to look like, I guess, when you get the pack, if you're interested in that. And I'm not going to read through the whole article because I mean, obviously, I know you can go on and do it yourself. But there are some things I want to talk about. I was excited when I saw this article just about 15, 20 minutes ago when I saw it that it had been posted. And there's some things that I thought were cool and things I want to talk about her pack. First of all, in this paragraph right here, it says, while she comes packaged with the aggression aspect, Gamora is unique in that she can have up to 6 cards from other aspects in her deck as well. As soon as I read that, I was intrigued. I was excited. Anytime I get options of putting in more than one aspect into the deck is something I look forward to. I know Spider-Woman has already done that, and but this is going to be a little bit different. It's not the whole deck can't do it, only a few cards. And so the thing that I thought of first was I'm going to put in some concussive blows from the Justice aspect into her deck because I play mostly solo. And one of the things that I like to do on solo is confuse the villain so I can flip back to alter ego safely and not to worry about the scheme getting too far out of hand so I can heal up if I need to or draw that bigger hand of cards, or on the turn after either on the turn that I flip or the turn after I flip or both, I get to use the alter ego and hero ability. And that's one of the nice things about being able to flip back to alter ego. It lets you use both abilities on one turn if you get a chance. And so, that was the first thing I thought about. I probably put in a couple of tackles from the protection aspect. I mean, who knows? I don't know how I'm going to build the deck. That's just what I'm thinking. Now, they do have to be attack or thwart cards. You're going to see that in a second when we get down to her identity. Spoiler alert, so on that. But I thought it was neat. She comes with aggression, so you will have to pick an aspect, but you can put 6 of them from other aspects into your deck. And there's a picture of some of the cards, a little bit of a tease on some of the cards we're going to be talking about in the article. And then killer combos. Let's see. Well, let's just move on. You can read that when you get there. But here's her alter ego side. It's Gamora, 3 recovery, outlaw, skilled tactician. You may include up to, and this is what I was talking about, include up to 6 attack and or thwart events in your deck from aspects other than your chosen aspect. So they have to be attack or thwart events, and they have to be events. And then, so that's another thing to keep in mind. And then the action, look at the top card of your deck. If that card is an attack or thwart event, draw it. All right, so that's neat. And then her hero, also Gamora, and she has a stat line of 2/2/2, and that's what I like to see. That's my favorite stat line, the spread balance of a 2/2/2. And then she has 2 abilities, and they're both responses, and you can see them there. Finesse, after you play an attack event, remove 1 threat from a scheme, limit once per phase. And then precision, which I might like even better. After you play a thwart event, deal 1 damage to an enemy. So what a great way to remove some threat and still be able to get a tough off of a minion or off the villain. So that's pretty neat. One thing that I thought was cool, her alter ego is Gamora, and her hero is Gamora. And if you were wondering what they were going to do for her alter ego, well, they're not really going to do anything. It's going to be Gamora on one side and Gamora on the other side. It's just clearly marked alter ego here, as you can see right under her picture, and then hero there. All right. And then it talks some more about her abilities and different things. But I want to go down here to this paragraph where it says, use your keen instincts. Let's click on that. Keen instincts says it's a resource. Exhaust keen instincts, generate a wild resource from an attack or thwart event. Okay, so what it says in the article, it kind of tells you about a combo that you can do. So if you start your turn with that in play, And then let's say you have Keen Instincts already in play, which you would have to for this combo. And then you play Impede. And Impede says it's a hero action. Remove 3 threat from the main scheme. If this is the first card you've played this round, return this card to your hand. And that's why I said her resource card that I was just talking about, Keen Instincts, has to already be in play. Because if that's the first card you play, you can't return this one to your hand. But if you already have Keen Instincts in play, you can remove 3 threat from a scheme, trigger her finesse ability to do a damage, and it says that they are triggering precision to deal 1 damage to an enemy. And then if Keen Instincts is already in your hand, you can put that back into your hand. You can put Impede back into your hand. And then it allows you to, and then it says allowing you to use it to help pay for a powerful decisive blow, which is one of her cards, one of her signature cards. And it's an attack, deal 4 damage to an enemy, 7 damage instead if you have played a thwart event this turn, which you would have done that. You would have played Impede, which is a justice card, but anyway, you would have played Impede. So you're going to be dealing, as it says in the article here, you'll deal 7 damage from that event on top of triggering finesse to remove 1 more threat from a scheme. So this means that with just 2 cards, you dealt 8 damage and removed 4 threat, and you haven't even used the basic hero power yet. So Gamora is all about versatility, it seems like, and being able to remove threat and be able to attack. And so they showed you an example of this in the combo, really getting me excited about her as a hero. Then we have Hit and Run. It's an attack, thwart, deal 2 damage to an enemy, remove 2 threat from a scheme. And it's a 3 cost event. And then there's a protection card here, first hit. And some versatility right here in 1 card. You can use it for 2 damage to the villain, or when a minion initiates an attack, deal 2 damage to that minion. And it's when they initiate the attack. So if for some reason you're able to take that minion out, from what I understand from the rules, if you can take that minion out with that 2 damage, he will actually not attack you because you're doing it when he initiates the attack. Now, I could be wrong with that, but I think that's correct. So we see there, though, a protection card that has some versatility within itself. And then, of course, you could use either one of those cards. It's an attack event. You could use either one of those on her ability up here. On the finesse, after you play an attack event, remove the 1 threat from a scheme. So it can combo there with her ability. So she's versatile on attacking and thwarting. And then it just talks about some of the combos. Let's see what cross counter is. Hero interrupt, attack, defense, thwart. When you would take any amount of damage, prevent 3 of that damage, deal 1 damage to an enemy, remove 1 threat from a scheme. So you're preventing damage, dealing 1 damage to an enemy, which will trigger her ability if you haven't already yet in that phase, the finesse ability, and then remove 1 threat from a scheme, the precision ability. So that's how cross counter can work with her identity card. All right, let's see what plan of attack is. It's a 0 cost aggression card. It's a tactic. Search the top 4 cards of your deck, top 7 cards instead if you were in alter ego form for an attack event, and add that card to your hand, shuffle your deck. What a great way to go in and find a card you need for any hero. So that's cool. An aggression card, probably part of her deck because she comes with aggression, so yes. And then we have a Nebulous Alliance. Her ally is Nebula. For a cost of 2, you get a 2 thwart, 2 attack, 2 health. That's good to me. That sounds good to me. But the response is after Nebula enters play, search your deck for an attack or thwart event and add it to your hand, shuffle your deck. So if you get that event card into your hand, she essentially only costs 1 because she's giving you a resource back into your hand that, if you use it as a resource, whatever the card is. But of course, if it's an attack or thwart event that you need, you're going to use it for that. So she's versatile. Some versatility right there with your ally. Seems like a pretty strong ally to me. I like that. But here's what's interesting. Nebula is an ally, but she's also Gamora's nemesis minion. Retaliate 2, 5 health, 1 scheme, 2 attack, forced interrupt. When this minion would enter play, discard the Nebula ally from play. So there you go. It's a forced interrupt. You know, normally when there's a unique card in play, like with the example that came up with Taskmaster and with Taskmaster in the Rise of Red Skull campaign, if you're playing Black Widow and Shadow of the Past comes out, you put in the side scheme for Black Widow's side scheme that comes with Shadow of the Past, you put in the encounter cards, but then Taskmaster cannot enter play because he's already in play as a hero. So then the Shadow of the Past would surge, and that's what happens. If the minion can't enter play, it surges. But that's not the case here. If you have your Nebula ally in play already, and then Shadow of the Past comes out, or Nebula comes out for some reason and engages you, you lose your Nebula ally, and now she's an enemy. And if this Nebula is in play, the minion is in play, then you can't put their Nebula ally in play until you get rid of her, because you can't have 2 copies of the same unique card in play. So it hinders you from putting your ally in if this minion's in play. But if your ally is in play and Shadow of the Past comes out, Nebula's coming in, she's just going to make you lose your ally. So something I don't think we've seen. Pretty interesting that they're having Nebula be your ally and your minion. And then some other things, and it talks about a deadly dance. And that's about it for the article. All right, well, that's it for the video, for the article for Gamora Hero Pack. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please consider to like and subscribe, hit the notification bell. I am going to be pre-ordering Gamora here, and so whenever she gets into my hands, I'll be doing an unboxing for her, doing some playthroughs for her so you can see them. Looking forward to her. I'll have to say I'm more excited of the 4 Guardians that we know about: Groot, Rocket Raccoon, who were supposed to come in the Galaxy Most Wanted, and Star-Lord, which was revealed not long ago. But of those 4, I think I'm most excited about Gamora right now. The versatility with the attack and thwart thing is pretty cool. You can put those 6 cards from other aspects into her deck to use, but they have to be attack or thwart events. But still, I'm looking forward to playing her. I'm excited about it. And if you are too, then go to the Fantasy Flight website, I guess, and pre-order or whatever you want to do. But thanks for watching, and until I put out any more videos, I'll save you a seat at the table. Bye.